So, good morning guys, welcome back to the channel. What a beautiful day in Devon. We've got some really nice weather for the next week, so we're going to take full advantage of that. Today I want to stick the power harrow on, which is there. We've got a little bit of ground. We've got 1 acre plot that we want to reseed that was in some wheat trials. If you saw the Pottinger video when they brought out the Synchro 3030 on demo, it's the same bit of ground there. We're going to power harrow it up. Craig rotivated it yesterday. Just want to power harrow it to level it, and then we're going to broadcast the seed on with the quad bike, so you'll see that later, and then we're going to roll it in afterwards. So come down to get the power harrow on. Just realised I didn't bring a set of balls with me, so I'm going to have to walk back and get a set of balls. Right guys, so I've hooked up the power harrow. I've just brought it up the yard here, so I've got a bit more space to walk around it with the grease gun. I'll just show you it quickly. It's a Lely Terra power harrow, 3 metre. It's quite old, but it still works. As you can see, wherever it was used last, picked up a bit of trash, so that'll work off as we go through what we're doing. It's got these stars here on the bottom, and they're designed to keep the rollers here clean. That one there is obviously broken off, but I think I can turn that around so that this time when I use it, it'll clean it. But like I said, I'm just going to stick some grease in the roller bearings and anywhere else that wants a bit. And what we'll do is after coffee we'll take it up the field and set it up. We'll show you how to set it up on here with the depth, and we'll have a go with it. Realised as this roller goes forward, it spins these stars round, and that's what keeps the roller clear. So I cleared out that end one. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't leave it dirty. So got that one clear. Right. Next thing you'll see is us up in the field. Actually, the next thing you'll see is my helper, Gus, keeping me company. So I lied again. We're not in the field yet. I've just been out and measured the thing with the tape measure, so I got the correct width of the power harrow. It is a true 3 metre working width machine. So I'm just going to set that up on the computer here. So to set up a new machine, go on our menu, applications, work setup. As you see, there's no implement because there's no electronics on the power harrow, no isobus or anything. So we click here on the implement bit, add implement. And then we need to do a new profile because we've not used it on this tractor before. Will it have a rate controller? No, that's just for things like drills, fertilizer spreaders and sprayers. We'll name it power harrow. Okay. Rate controller, no. Operations. Tillage. Working width. Meters, yeah, okay, 3. Okay. So there's no lateral offset because it is centered to the tractor. So we'll come down here, work point. So how far off the back of the tractor is it working? We'll go with 1.5 meters. Work recording, rear 3 point. Connection type, rear 3 point. Non-pivoting, okay. I've got to put a figure in for the centre of rotation. So update the track spacing to 3 meters. What we'll do is we'll do a custom track spacing, and we'll set it at we'll set it at 2.9 meters, so there's a little bit of overlap. Save, okay. So now you see on our big screen, power harrow comes up on there. If we zoom in, close window on other monitor. Okay. So we can zoom in here and see that we've got a 3 metre implement on the back of the tractor. Right, to the field. Right guys, you join me out in the field. So Craig has rotivated this all twice yesterday, both ways. And it's like really fluffy now to stand on. You can see I sink in it a bit when I'm walking. So we don't want to work it up anymore. We just want to level off the top nicely so that when I come on with the quad bike, it's all on level ground, and then we'll roll it in afterwards. So I'm just going to adjust the power harrow a bit. I've had a bit of a play with one strip there. I just really want to tickle the top and level out any high or low points. So I'm going to lower the power harrow down. So it's all a bit of a trial and error. You adjust it a bit and then move it back the other way a bit and whatnot. The important thing is you have the these pins in the same holes each side of the power harrow. Otherwise you're doing an uneven finish. So you want the 4th hole on the back. So that's in the 4th hole on the back. So all that does is just adjust the level of the roller. So the feet on this side you can see aren't quite touching. So all we do is let the machine down now. Right, it's about where we want it I think, so we'll give it a go. And if it's not what we want, we'll change it again. So I'm pretty happy with what that's doing. You can see there's a small mound there behind the power harrow. That's where the soil it drags along. I've lifted it up out of the ground. You can see here I lifted it up out of the ground just so I could see a difference between what I'd done, what I hadn't, and then what I'd done again as I was going along. So we'll do all that bit again just to even it all out. But if we look here at what we have done, you can see there's almost these pits and mounds now. If you were doing something like maize, you wouldn't really want that. You'd want this all level to drill into. Because we're going to broadcast the seed with the quad bike, that'll be fine, because what we'll do afterwards is come along and roll it, and that'll all get squashed down level. So the fact that there's a few channels there, that'll be alright for the seed to fall into, I think. So what we'll do is we'll set it up and go with that, and see how we get on. We're going along, we're just on our 3rd or 4th pass now. Hopefully you can see out the back there, just leveling it off nicely. It is bringing up a few tufts of grass, but I mean, it was sprayed off before we done this. Hopefully they'll be dying off. You can see here where we've been along, just leveled that off nicely. The lines look funny because the crumbler on the back corkscrews, so they don't necessarily follow you exactly. But we're just working up enough of a tilth on the top there that we're leveling it out as we go. So that's good. You can see there's plenty of moisture in the ground there still. You can see the changing colour. So that'll be ideal for the grass seeds to get into, and then we'll roll them down. Get a good bit of seed to soil contact. And then what I'll do is, when I finish my ups and downs, I'll just run along the ends each way, maybe once or twice where I've been coming in and out of work, just to level them off. And then we'll be nearly there. And just like that guys, we're done. Power harrowed that. As I say, it's only an acre. Took us 20 minutes. So as you can see, there'll be a green tinge. We just brought some of these tufts up. The ground here is quite heavy. If we really wanted to get rid of this, we'd have to leave it till it goes really hard, smash it to dust, but that's not what we want to do. This will be really good. Get the grass seeds on here, and if they fall in these gaps, and then roll it down and squash it, you get a really good seed to soil contact. And because there's some moisture there and the days are getting warmer now with the sunlight, hopefully that'll motor on. So what we'll do now is we'll take the power harrow back to the yard and put the stock seeder on the back of our quad bike. We'll come out here, spread it with the seeder. It'll have a little bit of a chance to dry by the time I get the seeder on. And then what we'll do is we'll leave that, and then probably after lunch come and roll it in. And job will be a good one. Right, so quad bike, seeder, do the thing and put that on there. And there we have it, all set up, ready to go. Got the electrics there, it went into the 3-pin plug on the front. Right Gus, you're going to be absolutely no help with the quad bike, so we'll put you in your kennel. And then got a bag of grass seeds here. We'll put that in, find a few more, and we'll be off. Right, so the next part of this plan is fairly unscientific. It's just to empty the contents of that hopper into this 1 acre plot. So we'll go and do a bit of that. Right, so I've been around 3 times now, so what's that? Oh, I don't know, probably a quarter of the field done by the time you've been around 3 times. It's got a little middle piece here to fill in. But if I show you some of the ground here, let's get the light right. You see all the little grass seeds on the floor here? And what will happen is when we come along with a roller and we just squash this down, it will move ever so slightly some of this soil about and cover them up. I'm quite happy with how it's going, so I'll fill in the middle piece a minute and then we'll come and roll it. So I've now spread the entire field once. And we've got roughly half the seed left, just under, you can see the line there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spread it the other way, but drive a bit faster. When your grass seed fields out, quite often you go both ways if you went with a drill or with a fertiliser spreader or however you drill them, just to get a good even coverage. So I'll do that now, I'll drive a bit faster and go the other way, and that'll be it seeded. All the grass seed is spread, I spread it both ways, so the hopper folded the field twice both ways, and you can't do much more than that. It's spread. You can see it all on the floor here, so hopefully when we roll it in and get it in the soil, it'll start to grow. Right, time for the power harrow to come off. I should mention, I never put these wings down, but because we're not power harrowing in deep, we're not moving any amount of soil, that's all these do, is they keep it within the machine, stop any ridging, so that's why we didn't put those down. But we'll get this off a minute. Right, power harrow off, rollers on. So here are our rollers, they're Dalbo 6 meters. So there's 3 2-meter rolls. Pretty easy to use. We'll get them set up in the field in a minute. And then I'll leave you on the back of the tractor. Right, so I'm just setting up the rolls on the computer so we can record what we're doing. So it's asking me to put in a control point for the rollers. So that's where it will record from. So I need to go and measure how far away from the hitch the part of the roller is. Gus is absolutely flat out down there. But it's further than I would have thought. It's 3.5 meters between the hitch and the start of the roller. I think the easiest thing for me to do is to eliminate the joystick altogether. We'll turn that one off. Control management. So what we'll do is we'll just delete these functions and this one, and then when we're running them, just run them all in float. I think that's the best way. So we'll do some rolling. Alright, rollers are going well. Using the same AB lines as we were with the power harrow, just obviously slightly wider because there's a 6 meter set of rolls. And what we'll do is, because we've got the grass at the end, we'll just go straight to the end, turn on the grass and come back the other way. See, it's doing a really good job squashing it all down. We'll get out and have a look afterwards. But the little bit of wind we got and the nice sun today's dried it off from the top there, so squash the seeds into the moisture that's underneath. It'll Are you doing a good job? Dog's tired. That took absolutely no time at all. Just on the last little run there. Because I drove the headland myself earlier, I don't know why I did that. I should have just done it on the AB line. Oh, and I forgot to press work, look. I'm gonna have a funny strike. Ah. Damn it. Oh well. We'll not worry about that. But yeah, that's it all rolled, so we'll get out and have a look and see how good a job it's done. Right, you can see now here, if we look across, if I can sort my tripod out, hopefully it should look nice and level. We've compacted it all on the top, pushed all the seed in. If I look round, I can see the odd seed, but the majority of them have been pushed in. There's a couple here on the top, look. But the majority of them will be under all the clods and in the soil there. So hopefully, in a few weeks' time, we'll have some grass. I'll try and remember to come back and show you all what it looks like. But I might just run up along that edge actually and tidy that edge up because I don't want that soil there. So we'll do that in a minute. But yeah, there you go, guys. It's grass seeding, probably not at its finest, but slightly different way of doing it with the quad bike. So hope that's been something for everyone to enjoy watching. I'm going to tidy that bit up. I can't leave it. Cannot leave it. So guys, we are finished. Rollers are back in the shed for the time being. Hopefully in a few weeks' time there'll be some little grass seeds growing to show you. So as always, thank you for watching the video and supporting the channel. If you'd like to give it a thumbs up, that would be brilliant. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Check out all the links in the description and see you on another video very soon. Cheerio!